sketchbook pages.
Are we focused?
Hi! Welcome to a new video where I try and finish this sketchbook. I don't know how many pages I have left, but I want to finish this. My goal... Okay, before I looked at how many pages I had left, I wanted to finish this before the end of October. But honestly, I think I could finish this in a week. Or less. How long will it take me? You be the judge. I want to finish the sketchbook. I have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and last page.
which I don't usually do, but we can count that as 19. So I have 19 spreads left in this sketchbook until it's done. This is my very doodly sketchbook. There's a little bit of mixture of finished drawings and some really incomplete pages in this. It's time to move on. I'm ready for it to be donezo. I'm ready to do a sketchbook tour of this thing. So yeah, like I mentioned in my last vlog, I'm doing it. We're filling this sketchbook. So let's see what I draw. I have no idea, no plans. Honestly, before I looked at how many spreads I had, I was under the impression I could use this as like an Inktober type thing. I'm definitely gonna finish before the end of October, so. Maybe we'll do something else for Inktober, maybe not. Hi, we are on our first page of this sketchbook completion video. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Just to give you some perspective, I am on my 4th day of the challenge while I'm recording this voiceover. So, I'm still riding a little bit of excitement here. I love self-initiated project. I don't know what it is. There's something about self-initiated projects that really gets me going. I don't do a lot of challenges like this. I did one kind of recently. I made a video where I drew every day for a week, and I didn't even necessarily love doing it, but just the whole idea of completing a goal for me is really exciting because it's not something I typically experience in my everyday workday. So when I do this, I get a little psyched. So to be quite frank, I'm psyched. I'm continuing my journey on trying to make art for me in the moment without expectations of loving it when I'm done, which is honestly so hard. I don't know how long I've been working on this and talking about this on my channel, but it is unbelievably hard to let go of expectations of my viewers and my Instagram followers and everyone, and also to make art that is just coming out of me rather than for content's purpose is so hard. Like I will be drawing things like this knowing that I won't be sharing it, or I don't feel like it's adequate to be shared, and I'm in my head while I'm drawing it, I'm feeling guilty. I'm like, if I'm gonna be spending time making art and drawing in my sketchbook, I should be able to monetize this in some way by posting it or pleasing the algorithm with it. Like I feel guilty for not making art that I know that people will receive well when I know I am perfectly capable of doing it. And it is such a weird mindset. And I bet if you are an artist on the internet, you can relate to this and you feel the pressure in your head. And my goal is to ease that a bit. I don't think I'll ever be able to release that completely, but I would love to just be a creator that is not made for the internet. Here we go. This sketchbook is my test. Not really, but it's just something that's been on my mind lately, and I'm hoping to just continue to branch out and be unafraid of things not being liked as much as I'm used to things being liked, and coming to terms with just creating stuff for me and knowing that that's enough, and knowing that having fun or having a failure, not being able to share something is okay. join me on this little journey. This sketchbook is a little taste of this big goal I'm trying to reach. Is it reachable? Find out next time. So yeah, I'm hoping that this sketchbook will set me into a place where I can continue reaching this goal to some extent. I don't know how to reach it, so I'm just doing my best here, just taking the steps that I think might work. Today I did this. I used pencil and colored pencil. We drew a snail here, some lilies, bok choy. I've never drawn bok choy before. And then we did a little flower and veggie page inspired by the bok choy. I've never been a big veggie drawer. I usually draw fruit. And why not veggies? I love veggies. So I used some markers I have, Posca pens, and pencil. Really fun textures in this one. I'm psyched. And maybe I'll go back and fill in some pages that are a little unfinished, and then I will be done. It's October 1st, time to get into this little sketchbook again. With it being October 1st, it's the beginning of Inktober and all the Tober artist prompt lists. So I'm just gonna go through them and pick a prompt, but there's a catch. I want to design a postcard for Patreon with a drawing in the sketchbook today and just like get a little bit done and complete this challenge, like a double whammy type of deal. I'd like it to be kind of fall themed and or spooky-ish because it will be the October postcard or sticker design. I'm hoping something comes out of this. So fingers crossed something happens here. Wish me luck. For this piece, I use pretty much exclusively colored pencils. If you're wondering what colored pencils I'm using, they are Prismacolor colored pencils. They're pretty much the only colored pencils I ever use, aside from a couple that I've branched out on. But I posted this piece on Instagram and I got the funniest comment that really brought me back to a time in my life that was just so true and something I haven't thought about for a while, and I just thought it was so funny and maybe you can relate to. So someone commented and said something along the lines of, "This reminds me of when I discovered that colored pencils blended to the smoothest amount, and I decided that blended colored pencils were the epitome of fine art and no other media could relate." And I definitely went through this phase, and in high school when I was in my higher arts classes, I had a few classmates who exclusively did highly blended colored pencil art. Let me know if this was you or if you knew someone who did this, but it really brought me back. It brought me back to high school when I was like, this is great art. Just that really soft, overly blended, your white colored pencil is the size of a thimble. So just let me know in the comments if that also brought you back, or maybe that was just me and that commenter's thing. Okay, so I finished this spread. I warmed up with this kitty and the pumpkin, and then just tried to do different ghost shapes because I feel like I always want to do the same ghost shape. And I really love this little droopy head guy, really cute. Maybe I'll make one of like this or this guy the sticker for the month, because I'd like to do something spooky because my postcard design is this kestrel, my favorite bird. I tried to pick something that could be fall colors, and I realized I'd never done a postcard of my favorite bird. I was gonna do Peachtober, and I was gonna make this flower a tulip because the first day of Peachtober, the prompt was tulip, but I was just not. I kept looking at pictures of tulips and I was like, this isn't the vibe. This is not the vibe. It isn't it. So I went with a mum because I really liked the shape of the leaves, and it was more of a fall flower. So this is supposed to be a mum, even though it literally could be anything. It's fall themed, okay? We're making good progress. Good progress.
For this piece, I was following Tober Ty's prompt list for Drawtober, Inktober, whatever you want to call it. And the prompt for this day was tiger, so obviously I was gonna do it. You think there would be a prompt for tiger and I'm not gonna do it? That would be crazy. So I decided I was gonna use gouache in this drawing sketchbook just to give you a little taste of what this paper is like. It's like a notebook. It's like a very plain, super thin paper notebook, not ready for paint, but I decided I didn't care. It worked out okay. It didn't work out great. It worked out okay. And man, I love doing the green in the background. It was so fun just to kind of blend some random greens to create an atmosphere that wasn't really legible, but kind of made some cool textural notes. Really enjoyed doing that. But when I was painting this tiger, I was just stressed. I kept messing up the face and overworking the face. It got so out of control. It was the eyes that really were a disaster for me. Like, I can't tell you how many times I tried to draw over them and they were just like this wet blob of paint, unfortunately. So I ended up scanning that piece in and then drawing over it a little bit in Procreate to try and salvage it, because I really wanted to post it for Tober Ty and be part of their prompt list, because I really want to support different artists in their prompt lists and share them with my followers and just participate a little bit, because I think it's super fun. So I had to work so hard to initially try and salvage the tiger's face with paint, which was a disaster. And then I scanned it in while it was still kind of wet. I got paint all over my scanner, and then I drew over in Procreate, and it turned out fine. It turned out okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but it was wild. Oh my gosh. And James walked in while I was painting it too, and I had green on my paintbrush, and I thought it was the magenta that I put on the tiger's face. And when he walked out, I put a huge green stroke on the tiger's face. You can kind of see it here. Oh my gosh. I tried to wipe it off. I tried to paint over it. Like, the face on the tiger, the paint is so thick. It's so thick.
Hello, it's October 4th. I did not work in my sketchbook yesterday. I took a day off, so we're just picking up where I left off. Today I browsed the Drawtober, Inktober prompt list. Nothing's really resonating, so I guess I'm gonna draw at random. I'm not sure what I want to draw today. I'm feeling a little meh about it. I think I might just get out some different materials than I usually use to spark some, I don't know, something, and just fill up some spreads today, because we're finishing the sketchbook. Let's see how many we have left. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus the back page. So there's 11 spreads plus the back page, so if I can fill up like some today, that's a win.
So this was really cool. I tried to use the dropper to put paint on my palette, didn't work. So I dump it and it came out like actual sludge, like a slug. So I'm thinking maybe my paint's a little bit old, which is fine. I was not feeling it this day, not really in the mood, but I wanted to fill the sketchbook, so I painted anyways, and it turned out fine. I decided to get out watercolors for it. Who knows why? This paper is so thin, like I said before, and it was not ready for this kind of media, but I did it anyways. The secondary theme was start a bunch of things that you don't really like and then try and salvage them into something that is okay. And that went pretty well. On days when I'm not feeling like making, that's typically how things go, is I impatiently put marks down because I want to make something and then I'm like, yuck, and then I have to salvage it, which is not a terrible way of working for me, but it is a theme of my life for sure. I eventually got gouache out because I really wanted to paint, but the watercolors just weren't going on my paper well. So I did paint this painting outside of my sketchbook, and I really love this painting. I didn't paint it on camera because the whole filming thing this day was making me feel weird, and I felt like someone was watching me, so I did this painting off camera. Plus, it's not actually in the sketchbook I'm filming for this video, so it was like a life hack. I did 2 spreads today. I was not feeling it today. I barely made it through these, honestly. Did this one. I was trying to do a landscape type that I'm not used to. I'm used to doing like a skyline and a sky so I can create depth, but this was just like a grassy field, the bottom of a tree, and like a little bit of sky right here. I didn't really finish it because this paper's just not really made for paint, and I was pushing it by using some type of watercolor with it. You can kind of use gouache if it's not watered down too much. I still think it's cute. And then I did this little landscape page with some gouache. I really felt like painting today and I felt a little limited by the drawing sketchbook, but I did see that Niwa had a prompt today and it was Ghibli background. So I made my own version of a Ghibli background in my styles. I initially started this with the intentions of like really doing the detailed, beautiful Ghibli style, shining light, nitty-gritty detailed landscape. I felt really discouraged at the beginning, and as I got like literally 5 minutes in, I was like, how do people do details? I came back to it and just did it my way, and I love how it turned out. I think this painting's really cool and a little bit different from what I usually do. It was fun to save it from something I didn't like. That was actually kind of the theme today, of saving spreads and art that I didn't like and making it something that I was like, cool, we did it. So it is October 5th and I finally picked a prompt from Cheektober 21. If you haven't checked out Cheektober yet, Apple Cheeks prompts are so good. And this one was Breakfast Friends, and I love toast so much. So I found a little still life picture with toast in it. Toast rips. Why is toast the best? Please tell me. On that note, I am starting a sourdough starter, and I'm building it right now, and I'm really enjoying the process of building the starter. I'm really intimidated to start actually baking the bread. Really nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen, but making the starter is fun. I was originally asking around to see if anyone in my area had a sourdough starter I could take, because you can share it really easily, and then no one really had one, so I'm making my own, and it's really fun, and I hope it goes well. I think it's going okay. Honestly, really hard to tell. Really hard to tell. I get a lot of questions about what pen this is. This is a Fudenosuke Tombow brush pen. It's a water-based pigment ink pen with a hard tip. I'm reading that directly off the pen, so you can quote me on that. But I really enjoyed drawing this spread. I love to do ink and colored pencil. I've really been into ink pen lately, and I'm just vibing with it. Through this challenge, I've really realized that I am able to draw every day. I have time to make quick sketchy pages, and really low energy, low key sketching is really fun, and it feels really good to incorporate even simple drawings into my everyday routine. On my initial 7-day challenge, I think I was going a little too hard, a little bit, which is fine for that challenge. I'm happy with that one, but this one feels way more doable in my routine, and that's so exciting for me. I wrote a little reflection in my sketchbook about this. What's really cool about what I did this past week is that I felt like I really released a little bit of my artist identity, which is crazy because I feel like so many artists want to find their artist identity, and I'm obsessed with losing mine right now. I just want to grow so bad. Like, I just want to learn and get out of my comfort zone and experiment with new things and do things that people don't expect me to. And I feel like I'm kind of getting there, and I'm super duper excited. It's also so satisfying to be finishing a sketchbook and look back on my days of work in a visual way. Like, that's so nice. So I've really honestly been enjoying this so much. Even on these days when I didn't feel like making, it still was a positive note to my day. And that's just awesome. It's so cool.
Support them and like pour my love, kindness, and everything into that, like why I'm not there for myself, and I want to be better, I want things to change, but I just couldn't sleep. Like today, I wanted to have a full work day, and I thought I should limit it to 8.
Okay, hi, it's day, I don't know, but it's Friday, October 8th. We have 1, 2, 3, and then last page, and that's all that's left. Yesterday, I had my first day of my period and was cramping, and I drew these butterflies while I was feeling like absolute garbage. Tobertai's prompt for day 6 was butterflies, even though technically this was day 7 of October. I guess I just wanted to draw butterflies. I really haven't ever drawn butterflies, but when I look at these, I can feel the pain I was experiencing. Do you ever look back in your sketchbook and you can remember how you felt, or do you ever feel like you can relive how you were feeling? Unfortunately, this wasn't a good feeling, but that's okay. So today, I'm feeling really limited by this drawing paper. I really want to paint. I want to use other materials, but I can only really use colored pencils or pen in this sketchbook, which is super boring. Ugh. So I think I'm just gonna use oil pastels for a little bit and maybe use gouache, because I can do whatever I want and I don't care if the sketchbook gets ruined. So maybe I can finish it today and be done. That'd be cool. How's my hair look? I just showered. It's damp. Yeah, it is damp. The back of the sketchbook with the paint on it looks cute though. Okay, let's just draw. I just want to finish this. And I think I'm capable of doing that today. I'm also going to get my hair cut today later, so it's gonna be a big day, really big day.
First things first, oil pastel texture is top notch. It's like crayons, but on a whole nother level of juiciness. I can't believe it. I have a really, really small library of colors that I've collected over time that don't necessarily go together that well. And as I was drawing this piece and the next landscape I work on, I was just struggling trying to make colors look good together. They turned out okay, but the whole time I was making them, I was a little bit panicking over the colors, which is not something I experience a lot. So, oh, look at this juicy red I'm using the tiniest broken piece of oil pastel for this, but the texture and the color is so juicy. How do oil pastels do it? It's crazy. But I am so proud of myself for finishing the sketchbook in such a loose and I don't know, like I truly pushed myself to learn and try new things in this sketchbook, which is just something I don't experience to this extent in my other sketchbooks. If you've seen my sketchbook tours, how many times can I say the word sketchbook? If you've seen my other tours, you might have noticed that my pages look really finished and they're all full. I don't do a lot of unfinished looking stuff, and I am pretty concerned about how the book looks overall when you're flipping through it. Like it's more of a creation of a flippable book than a space for me to truly experiment. Though I do it a little bit, it's not to the extent that this sketchbook has been. So this has been such a fresh experience for me. And I'm just so happy that this video pushed me to do a little bit of this every day, and it feels so possible to integrate it into my daily routine. It just feels so good to make stuff with such low expectations for myself. So I'm just proud for creating this new experience for me, and really grateful that I started this video and that you guys are an audience that are gonna watch it, and that gave me some drive to make it and finish it, and that's awesome. So thanks for being here and watching and following my art journey in whatever extent you have. Thanks. Bless this mess. we focused? Okay. So, is my head cut off? Is it crooked? Are we good? Is my head cut off? My head's not cut off. Okay, so I just finished the sketchbook. I did the 3 final spreads and then kind of the last page. So we got oil pastels here, then another oil pastels, then we did a little bit of gouache. I really followed my initial plan. Really like this page. I love how the colors came out. And then the last page, I wrote a very short reflection on having completed this and just said bye to it. So bye, little guy. I don't love to do the last spreads of sketchbooks because this side is thicker. I really like the feeling of the beginning of a sketchbook, and hey Herc, I can't tell you how many comments I get where people are trying to help me so generously and say, Leigh, just flip the sketchbook upside down midway through, then it will be the same as the beginning. And I physically and mentally cannot do that because I can't stand the idea of some of the spreads being upside down. Like I can't do it. So I'd rather just suffer even though I know there's a solution. But thank you for sticking around for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me finish the sketchbook. Herc, don't drink paint water. Do not. Sorry, Herc was about to drink my water with paint in it. Everything is fine. But I hope that you liked this video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I post videos. I also want to give a big shout out to my little puppy patrons for allowing me the time and energy to create this video and all my videos and create art and take time for myself when I don't feel well, aka yesterday when I had cramps. Just being nice. So thank you, patrons. Hi, thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, you get a special little kiss from me, or 3. And of course I will be filming a sketchbook tour of this sketchbook sometime soon, so keep an eye out for that. Lots of goodies in here to share. So see ya. Success.